What's cooking, everyone? Fried rice is one of those dishes that everybody has their own ways of making, but today I'm going to show you the Ball Bay way of how to make the ultimate fried rice. Let's get started. And here we have all our necessary spices, as well as ingredients, and of course, some rice. Using day-old rice is ideal, but not necessary. As long as your rice is dry enough and looks similar to this, then it's good to go. And we're using Chinese sausage, which complements fried rice so well with a sweet and savory flavor. Premium soy sauce will give restaurant quality, but you can use regular if needed. We're making 2 cups of fried rice, which will definitely be enough to feed a full family. Or just yourself if you're having one of those days. Make sure you rinse your rice a couple of times before cooking and definitely not after. And if you're using a rice cooker like me, you're going to want a little bit less than a 1:1 ratio with rice and water. And that will give a bit of a dry texture, which will be perfect for fried rice. Chop it up a bit and leave it overnight or just until it's a bit dry and ready to be cooked. Now we're going to start prepping all the ingredients needed, starting with the carrot. Easiest way to mince carrot is to chop it in thin diagonal pieces. Then you can lay the pieces out flat to make it very easy to cut into strips. Then dice. You don't want the carrots to be too big and overpowering. Around this size is perfect. Now for the onion. Cut downwards from side to side. A few cuts in between, then diced, same size as the carrots. And now for the scallions. Cut halfway just until you reach the green, then dice in a diagonal manner. And finally, to cut our amazing sausages. Cut each piece into 2 halves. I like to start sideways. Then dice, and these pieces should be bigger than the vegetables to give it that deep flavor and satisfaction. Our last prepping job, our chicken babies. Fully prepped ingredients, ready for business. I'll be using a wok, as you should too, but a big pan can work as well. We'll start by pre-cooking the sausage on a medium to high heat, stirring constantly, just for a couple minutes to give them a gorgeous char. Like this. Then take it back out. Wash your pan, and we'll start back on a clean slate. For the most authentic wok flavor on a regular stove, we'll maintain a high heat. Get it nice and hot and swirl around a generous amount of oil. Begin with the eggs, which will cook very fast. Stir it around to make sure that it doesn't burn, and cook it until it's about 75% done. Push the eggs up a little bit to make room, then drop in our rice. Flip and move the eggs on top of the rice so that it doesn't burn on the bottom. Start cooking and breaking the rice apart to get rid of any unwanted clumps. Flip the wok, then continue to keep on breaking the rice apart. It's critical to keep everything in a constant motion to avoid burning, and if you can't flip the wok, just flip your spatula from the bottom to the top as you see here constantly. After a few minutes, throw in the vegetables. Continue the process of flipping, breaking the rice, and flipping and breaking the rice. Throw in our pre-cooked sausages, and again, same process, flipping and breaking. This constant motion over a very high heat is the key to making the ultimate fried rice. Now it's time to throw in our dry spices, which includes salt, chicken powder, and some white pepper. Give the spices a proper mixing and cook until it's about 90% done. This whole cooking process should take about 10 to 15 minutes on a regular stove, depending on the level of your heat. Throw in our green onions and a splash of premium soy sauce. And finally, topped off with a splash of sesame oil right before you plate it. Our ultimate Ball Bay fried rice complete. Wow, that is absolutely bomb. The touch of sesame oil on top really brings out the aromatics of this dish, in addition to the Chinese sausage, which adds a nice sweet and salty fragrance, which just makes for a wonderful combination. And of course, there are different meats that you can use for this. The most common ones being chicken and shrimp, which are both wonderful in their own right. If you are choosing to cook with raw meat though, you want to make sure you saute it for a lot longer in the first step of the cooking process. Make sure it's about 80 to 90% cooked before you take it back out, and then put it back in with the rest of the ingredients. You also want to use a little bit more salt and soy sauce because the Chinese sausage actually comes with a little bit of salt on it, but the chicken and shrimp will not. So just be sure you adjust the taste. But if you want the ultimate ball bay fried rice like we have here, then you're going to want to follow this recipe and not skimp out on any of the ingredients. If you want to level this dish up another notch, you're going to want to drizzle on some ball bay chili oil to give it that perfect little spicy kick. Wow. Hope you guys enjoy this recipe, and fried rice is really just something that you can have a lot of fun with, so don't be afraid to do some experimentation. Don't forget to subscribe, share, chop that like button, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.